Jimmy, you got a question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I got a question for you. How do you like working with Jack Lemmon and the character? And how do you like playing with Peter Fonda and Race with the Devil?
How did you like working with who?
Peter Fonda and Race with the Devil and Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon. Yeah. I don't know whether you've ever heard this story, but Jack Lemmon has something he does. You know, when you're doing a scene, the assistant director says quiet on the set, and then the man doing the sound says speed, which means he has tape running, and then director says action, so it always goes in that order. And right before the director says action, Jack Nicholson leans in and says, magic time. Which gives you a little frisson, a thrill down your spine, because you know this is it. This is what you always wanted to do. This is play acting. This is that time when you create that moment that only you get to create, that the camera films. So he was one of those kind, really, really interesting, kind of melancholy guy who took care of me. They had the director, Steve Shane, wanted to do some kind of dirty, nasty scene with the other girl who was the black model. So he had us do, I won't describe it, but he had us do something kind of, I don't know, distasteful. And of course this is my first movie. I was a young actress and I sort of felt like I should do what I was told, even though it was not in the script. I didn't want to do it. And I felt really terrible. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was, you know, we just had to kind of kiss each other and hug each other. It wasn't in the script. I don't know why he decided he wanted to film that. So they had days the next day, and then Jack Lemmon came up to me and he said, I just want you to know that none of that SHIT is going to be in the picture. He said, don't worry about anything. So it was that kind of concern and care for me. I was always really grateful to him for that.
And the second question was, how do you like to work with Peter Fonda and Race with the
Oh,
Devil?
Peter Fonda. Well, I don't know whether I should tell this story. I don't know. Well, I was cast in this movie, Race with the Devil, and I'm 3 years older than Peter Fonda, and I was Jane Fonda's roommate in college. And after I was cast, I thought, if they find out that I'm 3 years older than Peter Fonda, they'll kick me out of the film.
Thank you.
So I thought, I'm going to tell him that I knew him when he was a little boy, because he was still a little boy when I was in college with Jane, and I used to go and visit her in New York. So all I ever said to him was, I played Monopoly with you once. Well, he became obsessed with the idea of when he had ever played Monopoly with me. He just couldn't stand it. Every day he'd say, when? Where was it? Who was there? And so I got myself into this kind of fix where I couldn't tell him because I was afraid I'd get fired. I don't know, I got this thing in my head. If they find out that I'm older, I'll lose the part. So finally at the end, you know, I told him that I'd been Jane's roommate. So. Yes, Alexis?
I have a comment and a question.
Okay.
My comment is, my favorite book is Bugs and Critters. And my question is, are you going to write any children's books?
No, I don't think so. Maybe you should write one. The book she refers to, Bugs and Critters, was written by my mother, and I published it. So if anybody has any young school-age children out there, it's a wonderful book, bedtime book to read. The poems they're really, which is your favorite poem, Alexis?
Ladybug.
The Ladybug? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
How old are you, Alexis?
7.
7. They're getting younger.
Yeah, they are. They're getting younger and younger. Well,
And who's your favorite character on Dark Shadows?
Angelique.
Thank you so much, dear. And do you have
I'll take this thing back to normal right here. Like Gary said earlier, to me, you have the most mesmerizing eyes, and that's what attracted me to Angelique. Anybody in here would probably love to be bewitched by those eyes. My question is, Catherine Lee Scott was talking about a little bit about the backstory of Maggie. Can you tell a little bit about the backstory of Angelique and how she became a witch? Was she born a witch? Because I know someone talked about being born a witch. But did they ever go into the backstory about how Angelique became a witch?
Well, I wrote a whole book about it. No, they never said how she became a witch. They said something about the fact that her mother was into healing arts and that they were from Martinique. That's about it. But I made up the entire story, 535 pages.
What is the title of that book?
And it's out of print, but you can get it used on Amazon for $10, and it's a great book.
And what's the title?
Angelique's Descent.
Right. Okay. All right, we have time for one more question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just have a comment. I really want to let you know that it is so great to hear you guys, in particular, this partner, recreate your role on those 4 audio drama CDs. I mean, you could do so much more on those drama CDs that leaves to the imagination, like the old radio shows. And all of you in the cast sound just the same, and your voices are great, and they're just really exciting. I'm really glad that you're doing it. It's like reviving the whole thing. And doing this a radio drama, like soap operas used to be on radio, they're really exciting. And I hope that you're able to do more.
Yeah, I haven't listened to them, but it was fun doing them, because you can do a lot with your voice. And you don't have to learn any lines. You don't have to wear any makeup. But I'm old enough to remember listening to the radio when I was a kid, too. And it's true, it's a whole different feel, a radio drama, because you imagine it. And the imagination is the most powerful of all tools to scare you and to enthrall you. And so I'm glad that you're enjoying them. I have to listen to one and see what it's like.
All right, thank you very much, Lara.